My name's Sadiq, I'm 28 years old and I am from London in the United Kingdom. I have 3 older sisters, 1 younger brother, and I went down the traditional route of going to school, going to college, didn't go to university, but I got a good job in a bank, and I thought to make my parents happy, that would be fulfilling for me in my life. I was super introverted. When I was in college, I had 8 friends, I couldn't speak to women, and all I did was play Call of Duty, go to work in the bank, come back home, and that was my life. And before that, very early on in my childhood, I was told, because I don't remember, I was told by my parents that I've always been like that. I never really went, and I wasn't that outspoken person, I wasn't very confident. I just kept myself to my family and the closest people to me. So apparently I was always very shy and introverted. And I believe it's because when I found that to be true in my life, I wanted to change. So I remember a time when I was sitting with my family and my parents were talking, as they usually do, about what's going on with everybody's life and where are you guys heading. And I remember they looked at all my sisters as successful in their eyes because they went to university, they had a good job, they were successful in the eyes of how the system allows or teaches people to go and live their life. And when they looked at me, they're like, how comes you didn't go to university? This was just a generic conversation, but it still comes up. How come you didn't go to university? Yes, you got a good job, but that education for them was very, coming from the background I do, from an Asian cultural background, it was like education was everything. If you don't have that piece of paper, if you don't have a degree with that fancy picture, then you're not seemed successful in the eyes of the relatives, etc. So I remember they made me feel bad because everybody else I thought was successful. Oh, they went to university, they must be smarter than me. Because to be fair, I was never the smartest person in my house. But that used to affect me and my self-love and how I saw myself, because I just felt, am I not good enough? I felt like I have to prove myself 10 times more than my sisters because apparently I'm not the successful one, I'm not the confident one, I'm not the one that can go and I'm not a go-getter. I was just the quiet, shy Sadiq. I was just the one going to work, coming back home, playing my computer games, eating, sleeping, repeating that life. I remember the time when I decided to actually change my life. It was just a decision. It was one mind shift, one popcorn moment in my mind when I was just like, Sadiq, you need to make a change. You've got to do something about this now. You've got to evolve, you've got to become more confident, you've got to become a bolder version of yourself, because the world needs your energy. Because that's when I realized I'm living life too small. I was thinking too small. I didn't have encouragement. I just met a friend for hot chocolate, and I still remember the date, 12th of September 2014. He shared with me an opportunity just on a piece of paper and a pen, old-fashioned way. But it changed my life. It was literally one page from a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he just shared with me the cash flow quadrant. And when I saw that, my life changed. I seriously can say, the way he explained it to me so profoundly, so beautifully, he shared how most people in life are employees. They try to become self-employed, they try to get a big business, they try to become investors. But when he was sharing it, it wasn't just what he shared, it was as he was sharing it, something just popped in my mind and I was like, damn it, Sadiq, this is it. This is your way out. My biggest struggle in business and life was just communication, speaking to people. I was shy. I remember in class one day when I was just sitting down, trying to get my work done, and the female across the table would say something to me, and I would just shiver. I think it came from just the insecurity of what would they think about you if you say something silly to them? What would they think you're just a weirdo? So those things were playing in my mind, and so I realized that I'd rather be quiet than actually reply to them and say anything. So I used to struggle even later on in life, just communication. It took me a long time to overcome the fear, because it was just an internal fear of mine, of just speaking to a woman saying, hi, I'm Sadiq, and just starting the conversation. But to start and to get to that place where I could overcome that struggle was I had to work on myself. Because it wasn't other people's problems. I was the problem. I was the issue. I was shy. You can't go to a shy person and say, hey, wake up and be confident. What are you doing? Just go and speak to them. No, that person needs a lot of delicate, empowerment and uplifting, and they need to know who they really are before they can go and communicate. And as soon as I had that shift as well in my life, when I just told myself, Sadiq, why do you care about what people think about you? And then I gained the confidence to be like, I can speak to whoever I want. I no longer care about your opinion of me. So now I feel free. After a year of doing my own self-development, I decided I've learned a lot. I've become a bit more confident. What do I do now? Like, I want to share this with the world. I want to help other shy people. I want to help other introverts out there who are suffering like I was suffering, that I couldn't speak to women and I couldn't communicate properly with people. So I started sharing my journey by making videos, because I thought, rather than hiding behind the screens and just doing posts and quotes and stuff, why don't I just be brave and be more confident and start making videos? So I remember my journey started on a Wednesday when I just came back from an event and I was like, I learned so much, I'm so pumped up. What do I do with this energy? Let me just take my phone out. I was in my car and I was like, I'm just gonna record and make this thing up called Wisdom Wednesday. So I started making these little 4-5 minute inspirational, motivational videos, all about what I'm learning in my own personal growth journey. That's it. Sharing what I learn and then spreading it to others. Happiness to me is literally doing something that I love with people who love me around me and knowing that I'm on the journey to live my purpose, to be of service, which is to be a coach and to inspire people and motivate them and help them grow their mind first, then their business, then everything else in their life. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I give people who struggle to be themselves is to basically work on yourself harder than you work on anything else in your life. The end. Like, seriously, if people in the world can just realize that self-development is gonna make you happy in life, that is the key, I think, because my life only changed when I changed. And one of my favorite quotes, I'll add it here because it goes perfectly with what I'm saying. Jim Rohn said it best. He said, for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. And it's like one of my favorite quotes. I live by it because only when I changed in here, mentally, spiritually, physically, everything has a massive accountability in your life when you realize, like, you can be a better version of yourself, but you've just got to focus on yourself first. So, you know, the self-love comes into place, but really going deep into self-development. So I would just advise everybody, whatever your age is right now, start self-development as fast as you can, because that is how you're going to get to know yourself, that is how you're going to find yourself, that is how you're going to find more confidence to just be yourself and be authentic and just be able to be vulnerable with people and just be open. I am Sadiq Hussain and this is my voice.